everyone, welcome back to Ace Run Disc Golf. I'm very excited because today we have a new disc that we are going to test out. Get straight into it and actually unbox this so we can start talking about it. This is a disc that just launched quite recently from Innova, but I will not lie, I ordered this weeks ago and haven't been able to open it yet because the weather's been so bad. I knew I wouldn't be able to test it in a video, so I had to wait. Here she is. This is an Innova Star Charger. Okay, so here's a good look at the flight numbers on this, and I got this at 169, so it's a little bit on the lighter end, but not too light. And the reason that I specifically wanted to do a test flight of this charger, this is a first run Star Charger, is because it's being promoted / people on the internet are saying that it is a hybrid between a Shrike and a Destroyer, which conveniently are my go-to two distance drivers. We're gonna take these out into a field. I'm gonna take this along with every Destroyer and Shrike I have and see where it fits in. We are finally out on the test field and we're gonna put the charger to the test. I have a whole bag of discs so you can see how it compares in my chump arm to the other discs that we have. I have a variety of Destroyers and Shrikes, some that I bag, some that Charles bags, and we're just gonna see how they all fly in comparison. All right, here's the lineup of discs that we have to throw to try out, and this is the order I'm gonna throw them in. Shrikes first, then the Charger, then the Destroyers, least to most stable in this order. This is also much needed practice for me because I broke my form yesterday again. So this is the first Shrike, this is in Charles's bag, and this he considers like his flippy Shrike. I'm gonna try to throw all these smooth for this first round, not like cranking them. Just, we'll hope for the best. Also for reference, there is a slight headwind, but this is the nicest day to film we've had in quite literally months, so we're taking advantage. I got scared of it flipping again. Shrike number 2, this is my donut. I bag this. For a while, it's been my go-to distance driver. I'm kind of in a weird spot with my drivers, but that's neither here nor there. Next, this is Charles's Shrike that's in his bag. I've like never thrown this.
Should be like the donut.
Okay, this is my backup Shrike. In theory, it flies similar to the donut, but this one's been out a lot less, so I think it's more stable than either of the Shrikes we currently bag. Very similar. The last Shrike, this is the newest one to both of our bags. Charles is trying to work this one in. It's a little bit more pop-toppy, but I think it's the most stable out of the Shrikes we have right now. Okay, moment of truth. We're gonna throw the Charger. I have not thrown this yet. This is its first flight, so we'll see how this goes. Honestly, it feels very similar to that purple. And I might have said this in the previous when I was comparing them, but it feels the most like that purple Shrike with how much it's domed, and since it's a newer disc, the plastic feels very fresh.
Ooh, that's nice.
Okay, on to the Destroyer category, starting with the least stable. Potentially, this one actually just recently got ran over by a dump truck, so we'll see what that means. Oh! I put that one up a little bit higher.
It's less forgiving, that's for sure.
This is my Destroyer that I currently bag. Funnily enough, we put it in my bag as a disc that I could lose because this dye job is questionable, but it's become like the distance driver that I'm most comfortable with right now.
You can tell.
look pretty similar to a lot of the Shrikes, you know?
You could tell you're confident with that one.
Yeah. And just for fun, this is a Halo destroyer. It's the Calvin Heimberg Jonesboro one. This thing is just stupid stable. And I've only thrown it like a handful of times. But it's a destroyer, so we're gonna put it in for fun.
Yep.
I couldn't get my hands around the rim. Okay, here is the purple Shrike, blue Shrike, and the yellow destroyer actually, all kind of in a row here. And if we come up just a little bit farther, we've got the green destroyer and the Charger. Almost identical landing spots, very similar flights, and this destroyer is a lot less destroyery than the others, so that kind of matches.
We learned the Charger's not like a flippy Shrike.
No,
We learned that already.
we do know that. So for this round, I'm going to attempt to throw them as hard as I can and see what happens. Charles' Shrike. Yellow Shrike.
That was not. Scratch that from the record.
I was really trying to crush, but I lost my form. Purple Shrike. Oh! I think I almost broke my ankle.
If it doesn't fly 500 feet, it's a fraud.
Yeah, nothing to do with me.
Of course. I feel like you learned something there, did you? I did.
It's nice.
Definitely more stable than the Shrikes.
Yeah.
Especially the donut. I mean,
Well, yeah, the donut, yeah.
but I mean that throw was very similar to what you did with the donut.
I think so.
It didn't really think about moving right. That's what I'll say.
On to the destroyers. Okay, after that round, the Charger was the furthest disc except for the really flippy donut Shrike. So that's interesting. I'm gonna do one more round where I am throwing one Shrike, the Charger, and one destroyer. The discs from my bag, and we'll see how that goes. Starting with the donut.
That was such a good throw.
Yeah, she's just flippy now. That's good to know. That disc fits the best in my hand. Like, I like how this Charger has been flying, but it takes me a second, partially because it's new and the plastic's very slick, but it takes me a second to get my hands to feel right. But we're gonna throw this now.
Yes.
It definitely dies. Like, it definitely is stable. It dives, but you can get it to go straight, you know? I like that. Okay, finally my destroyer. And for additional context about this destroyer, it is a lightweight destroyer. It's 164. So compared to like the Calvin one that I was throwing, it's a different disc, but still gives you an idea. Okay, this is kind of fascinating because that's the destroyer and that's the Charger. I felt like throwing them, the flights were very similar, but I got a lot more out of that Charger. Where Charles is where the donut went. So that thing really flies for me, especially now that I've accepted that it's flippy. Quick wrap up. All in all, I quite like the Star Charger. I would say it's definitely stable, but not unthrowably stable, which makes it good for chumps or beginners who want something a little bit more beefy, but something you can still throw. I would say compared to like your classic Star Shrike out of the box is gonna be more stable. Compared to a lightweight destroyer, they're honestly pretty similar. I like the feel of a Destroyer more in my hand because it's a little bit flatter depending on what the one you get. And then compared to obviously like a fresh Halo Destroyer, this thing's gonna be way more stable. But all in all, I think they marketed it pretty accurately and I really like this. I would add it to my bag. So that's gonna wrap up this disc test review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below if there are other discs that you want either of us to try. And thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.